And good morning. We made it, guys. We made it through the night. It is another day. I'm going to be doing a little forum post review. What was your rating of the game? Now, I know not everyone not all of my friends or not all of my buddies own Subnautica or Below Zero. Some of y'all own Subnautica, but you're kind of on the fence, about Below Zero. And not everyone goes to the Steam forums or the website. They just they wait on the big news releases, the announcements. So basically, and if you're just a random individual, hi and hello. If you found your way to this video, if you did a little search like, hey, what do people think about the game? If you're thinking about buying it, here is a little bit of info that you will not find on the Steam store page for Below Zero, the review section. You have to come to the general discussions. And I'm going to read off what other people say, but there's a certain person in this topic that I've got something personal to add to it. Alrighty, let's get going. Top Fighter 101, 3 days ago. What was your rating of the game? I've seen many people say how this is the greatest game ever, but I have also seen people say this game sucks. So yeah, what is your take on it? I would say it's about a 6 out of 10. It's alright, but they made some dumb changes, and it's not even come close to the original Subnautica. Now, keep in mind, for Steam, you can either recommend a game, or you cannot recommend it. That's it. It's either get the game or don't get the game. There's no in between. It's black or white. There's no rating systems beyond that. There's not like, hey, I would recommend the game, but it's not that good, or I wouldn't recommend the game, but I do personally like it. So this is kind of more valuable information if you want to buy the game or not. Let's get going into the replies. Spaceballs Jim. Same. Well, maybe 7 out of 10. Don't like voice casting and land biomes. This is Subnautica. We want to dive. That's a good point. And speaking of diving, we have Deep Dive. 777. Greatest game ever is a bit of a stretch. 7 out of 10. Highest I go. Or is that 037? Oh well. Big Brzezinski. I rate it mediocre in concept and marginal in execution. A generic video game plot into which Subnautica was mashed with a mallet. It's a survival game where you're not a survivor. It's a detective story where you don't solve a mystery. So far, Below Zero is a game with no ideas of its own and nothing meaningful to say. Oh my goodness, Brzezinski. Hey, I second that. I agree with Brzezinski. All right, Catalytic, how you doing, buddy? This is from Catalytic's posted review. So this is an excerpt from his official review. Survival game design, 3.5 out of 5. Art, environment, music, 5 out of 5. Creatures, 3 out of 5. Vehicles, 2 out of 5. Base building, 4.5 out of 5. Story, -1 out of 5. Ooh, overall 2 out of 5. A missed opportunity. It's a game with a lot of bad ideas superimposed on a strong framework from Subnautica 1. I called it a missed opportunity. Still worth playing to kill a few hours. Lord knows I have, because I loved that experience. Below Zero had the potential to be great and entirely missed the broad side of that bond because of politically driven decisions. Woke, broke. Marxism destroys literally everything it touches. I agree. Andreas replies to that, I concur with your rating, but am puzzled by the talk of politics. All I see is simply bad game design, bad story, bad characters, bad tools, bad balancing. While there are a few lines that allude to certain political topics, the bad game design wouldn't be one iota better without those lines. As to the original question, I agree with 2 out of 5. Not terribad, but definitely not good either. Now, before I go any further, I want to speak about what Andrea said. If you don't see politics in this game, That's fine. If you don't see it, then that's one less thing to bother you. That's a good thing. However, I found out about the politics because I wanted to know why. Why is the game not as good? Why is it worse than Subnautica? Why is there less areas to explore? Why is it less deep? I wanted to know why the changes were made. Why is the stasis rifle gone? Why aren't we going to get the Cyclops? Why'd they remove the methane caves? Why'd they remove the ice dragon? Hey, how come the music's got a different sound engineer? Music sounds different. Oh, they fired Simon Chalinsky. Why'd they do that? Hey, the story looks like shit. Oh, look, Tom left the team. Why did Tom leave the team? Well, who did they hire? Oh, well, let me go look up these people. If you're the type of person that wants to know why, and I was the type of person that wanted to know why. I saw the problems. I wanted to understand what caused them. So I started asking questions and I looked into things. And that's when I started to find out, oh, there's politics involved. They're there. The politics are there if you look for them. And that's not like saying, oh, you look for something to complain about. I could say that about the left every single day out of the year. Every single day. A Democrat, a leftist, somebody on Twitter, they're looking for something to complain about. Can't be happy. You have to find a problem to complain about. And when someone else does that, you can't call them out for it when you do that shit every day of the week. Anyway, let's continue though. Chaos 12 Legion. I think it's better than the original game in most ways. I would rate it an 8 out of 10. I rated the first game 7 out of 10, and it's a game I love to this day as well. I also like the story more this time around. Plus, it's refreshing to walk a bit on land, and the snow theme is stunning. We also got penguins. Yeah, we do have penguins. The vehicles are great overall. I enjoy the Chuck more than the oversized submarine, so a plus for that one. It's a strong formula, and it's one I really enjoy. Plus, some of the new additions are really great. And Top Fighter replies to a part of what Andrea said about politics. I don't know this for sure, so take it with a pinch of salt, but I think some of the details in the game, like changing the PDA voice, making the characters gay, that kind of thing, have been sort of forced in, and I think that is what they are talking about. Now, listen to the wording in Top Fighter 101's post. The problem is not that there was a change to the PDA voice. No one cares it's got an accent. No one cares that there's gay characters. The issue stems when these are not natural organic elements, but are forced into the game. Because when you force something, you can kind of tell that it was forced. You force the wrong shaped block into the wrong shaped hole. If you manage to get it in there, it's not going to fit properly. People are going to tell. It's like, hey, you know, you jailbreak this Rubik's Cube. You hit it with a hammer and you put it back together. And you didn't even do it properly. You still got a couple things that are, some of the colors aren't all together. It's weird. So the politics are there. And elements in the game that people are complaining about, not because they exist, but because of the inorganic way that they've been jammed into it. So if you're completely unaware about any of this and you're going into it blind and you just want to like a little peek, like, well, I don't want to go in completely blind. Well, I'm going to let you know, gameplay elements, progression, things to do with the story, it's not very cohesive. It's going to stand out. It's going to take you out of the immersion very often. Andreas replies to several comments. I agree that some things seem a bit forced, but they don't really affect actual gameplay. The PDA voice being an exception. And from my perspective, not being a United States American, it doesn't stand out all that much anyway. Shrugs. And I'm going to go ahead and hop on into the next video.